the chief of all war plans for the Iraq War in 2006, 2007. Mario was the single brightest officer that worked for me. Mario was a brilliant officer, a brilliant Marine, and a courageous helicopter pilot shot down over Afghanistan. I'm sure many of you today also know faces and names personally of those who died in combat. And for those who do, it's a very personal day as well as a national holiday. But I want to give a sense of the magnitude of what we're talking about here. Here are the staggering facts of the number of Americans who've lost their lives in wartime. The wars in Iraq and Afghanistan to date, over 6,700 killed. The Mexican-American War, over 13,000 killed. The War of 1812, 15,000. The American Revolutionary War, over 25,000 killed. The Korean War, over 54,000. The Vietnam War, over 58,000. World War I, 116,000 Americans. World War II, almost 500,000, 405,000 young Americans. And the American Civil War, a staggering 750,000 Americans on both sides lost their lives in combat. The total number of Americans who died in wartime in all of our nation's wars, both great and small, exceeds 1.5 million people, most of which were young people in their teens, 20s, and 30s, in the prime of life. Radnor Township does an outstanding job of honoring the war dead, veterans, as well as currently serving members of the military, both active and reserve. The sentiment is deeply rooted in the culture, and there's visible evidence of it everywhere you look in this community. For example, last Thursday at Radnor High School, the long-anticipated Wall of Honor was dedicated in a very, very dignified ceremony. If you weren't able to attend that ceremony and you have some time, I recommend you stop by the high school to look at this wall. A long work in coming, motivated and inspired by students. It's really superb. There's another group of unsung heroes I'd like to mention briefly. When the news of the death of a service member comes to the family, the way it's done today and in recent times is typically the chaplain, a member from the command, and spouse volunteers walk to the quarters or the home of the family who lost the service member. Typically, at this point in time, they do not have the news yet. It's a gut-wrenching duty. My wife, a spouse in the military, active duty military for about 30 years, was very, very involved in this, and I saw it through her eyes, the difficulty, the empathy, the sacrifice, the emotion of doing that duty. It's done very well around the world. It's done by dedicated people who volunteer to do this, to care for the survivors of the lost one. What noise this way? Decades and centuries ago, the news of a loved one killed in combat would come weeks, months, maybe years after the event. Family members were left with a big question mark of what happened. Today in our defense structure, it's done much better, but it is always, always hard duty. And I want to recognize those who perform that duty today, that we remember them as well. Our modern Memorial Day marks the start of vacation, and this particular holiday is also known for sales at shopping malls, barbecues, and a lot of family fun. But your presence here today says that you and we understand the real importance of this day. Let's together keep the emphasis alive on this day for many, many generations to come. Memorial Day is about selfless people who gave their lives so that we may be free Americans today. We thank them. We certainly revere them. Today we honor and remember them. My thanks to all who planned and executed this wonderful ceremony today. My thanks especially to the young people that are here today, to the Valley Forge Military Academy Marching Band and the chain of command under the capable direction of Warrant Officer Phil Evans, and especially thanks to each of you for your support in attending today's ceremony. Thank you.